All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and reshare this in the Discord, let everybody know that we are starting now. All right, so with no delay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into the news going over this weekend. We got a stack of headlines here. So last week, of course, we saw the S&P up 2.55%. We saw the Nasdaq up 3.33%, the Russell 3.58%, and the Dow 1.95%. Couple of craziness. Of course, we did see a big pullback towards the end of the day, but despite Friday's reversal, stocks did close in the green for the week as the market approached the highest levels since early June. Earnings season ramped up with reports of a better retail favorites. Netflix caught a break after a better than expected announcement showing that it only lost 900,000 subscribers in Q2 after initially forecasting 2 million. Tesla earnings more or less met expectations. Through the report showed that the company paper-handed crypto holdings, selling 75% of its Bitcoin, despite Elon Musk suggesting the company would not do so. And then lastly, we saw Snapchat fell about 40% after a terrible earnings report. It took a lot of its peers down with it, including Meta, with investors fearing that ad spending could slow across the board. I've been saying this for quite some time. In economic news, inflation numbers worldwide continue to set records, with Eurozone inflation reaching a new high of 8.6%, and the UK reaching about 9.3%, Canada coming in about 8.1%. Central bankers continue to raise rates on slow growth and bring down prices, but structural issues in energy and food prices continue to hamper progress on the inflation front. U.S. dollar also remains in focus after hitting parity with the euro last week. Additionally, Kathy Wood's ARK ETF is catching attention of some market participants. Why we and we'll cover that in just a minute because it's not really that important. So anyway, economic calendar for this week. I'll pull it up right here, but 725, we've got the Chicago Fed National Activity Index, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index, and then on the 26th, we got S&P Schiller Home Prices, U.S. new home sales, and Conference Board Consumer Confidence, 27th, U.S. durable good orders, and U.S. home sale retail inventories, U.S. pending home sales, and EAI energy inventories, as well as the Federal Reserve interest rate decision. Is coming in at 2 p.m. on 7/27. So that is definitely worth marking your calendars for. U.S. Q2 GDP growth coming in at 8:30 on 7/28, followed by U.S. Real consumer spending, U.S. personal consumption expenditures, and continuing and initial jobless claims. So we also do have U.S. personal spending and income as well. So in other things to look forward to, what's up, TikTok? So a couple of things that we can look forward to as far as earnings are concerned, because really we're kicking it off big time. We did have banks and then some of the major tech companies last week, but this week we do have you do have I was going to say an ass. You have a ton of earnings coming out this weekend, or week, excuse me. You got Monday, not super exciting companies, but you do have Visa coming in on Tuesday, BXP, Microsoft, Google, GE, General Motors, Coke, Chipotle, McDonald's, 3M, UPS, Raytheon, TXN, Corning, a lot, Etsy, Meta, and if your question is, you coming from live heaven? I am. Things are about to get more heavenly. Sound a little sus. Anyway, so Meta is coming in on Wednesday, and you don't even have to ask. I will be. What is going on? What do we got? Double screens. Oh my God. There we go. Sorry about that. Weird. Hold on. Let me delete that. Okay, so anyway, I am going to play meta earnings. You best believe it. I'm going to play it both ways. We've got BA, Ford, Shopify, QCOM, QS, Teladoc, Spotify. On Thursday, we've got Overstock, Apple, Amazon, Tilray, Intel, Roku, Microvision, Pfizer. All of them. They're all coming in. I'm going to start reading them. You guys get the picture. There's a ton of them. So this week, going into next week, going into the next week, going into the next week, and then finishing off going into the second week of August. So, all right. So as far as my watch list is concerned, you guys have seen, and I guess, I mean, let me show you guys a screenshot. That'll be a lot easier than actually doing pulling up a whole new thing on OBS. I don't like to mess with that thing very much. But we did close. Oh, I guess I didn't post the screenshot. This is different. Yeah, it was weird, man, that I broke my I'm really strong. It's crazy. You'll never believe it. And I broke my stand for my phone. So, um, good evening, pot smoker. Geez, didn't get that first. Shame on me. Very, very good. Okay. Anyway, so we've got this screenshot here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. If you're on TikTok, you're probably mad. So I was going to talk about the small account. So we are still focused on the small account this week. Still trading the regular stuff, but I did want to give you guys a recap and a just a look here on what we're dealing with the small account. Started with 500. Currently dealing with about $575. We did have a $15 loss, I think, on Thursday, and then we hit about a $92 gain on the small account the next day. So small losses. Um, sorry, I'm getting some wild text messages right now. Um, so let me post this really quick. TikTok's probably protesting right now. Maybe. Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. I was trying to. So here it is. If you're looking at the thing, wait, it's way too large. There. I guess that's the only way I can show you guys. The account's right there, 575 bucks. We'll stream it on Monday. That took way too long for just a little bit of information, but anyway, so for that small account, I'm going to be continuing to watch Baba going into the rest of this week. We are approaching a major level for Baba, and that is the $97 and $95 level for Baba. But I'm looking to play it to the downside to fill this gap to $95. Ultimately, if we hit 95, I'm expecting somewhat of a bounce, a resistance tap, and if we still carry that downside trajectory, I will be taking this thing all the way down to about 86 bucks. And then if we do end up, I'm anticipating a possible bounce around there, and then a possible curl up back up into the 120s. But if we do break down and see S2, then we could see Baba quite a bit lower. How much have you lost? I've been doing really good. Yeah, I've been doing fine. If you guys don't mind, oh, thank you guys for the likes. I do appreciate that. And then secondly, so guys, we got to stay away from meta as far as the day trading is concerned. That doesn't mean I'm not going to take it as far as our earnings play is concerned. But this one could end up. So I teach people this all the time. This is just a way to simplify it. And let me show you guys what I mean. All right. So we have this saying, a lot of people use it. If the ceiling becomes the floor, then the floor becomes the ceiling, etc., etc. So that being said, Meta has this top, right? So this is resistance, and whenever you hit resistance and you bounce back down, you usually hit the 67.75 level, if not maybe even a little bit higher. But that being said, and I'm going to actually bring that up just a bit because it's actually right around the 168.50 mark. But regardless, this area, right, this area in which we saw a ton of resistance is also the area in which if we break below, we would more than likely see Meta return down to the 160 area. If it continues to consolidate going into earnings, then I would expect it to actually move there on earnings. And if it has extremely high OI, and this is one of the top earnings plays that people are anticipating, and the puts are jacked up, then we're going to have to go ahead and miss this one. We might catch an out of the money play, but I'm telling you guys right now that that is a recipe for disaster, as you all with Tesla probably found out. I'm going to restart this. All right. All right. So anyway, I'm sorry about that, guys. I have a lot of people coming in right now. How does IV affect your option even if it goes your way? What do you mean by that? How does IV like IV can increase? Are you talking about for earnings? Yes, I am doing chart requests. So how you feeling about this upcoming week? Seems pretty exciting. Yes. I've made bank off of ARC. Glad to see you. You too, Bauer. Amazon, FOMC, LMT. Am I doing? Yes, yes, yes. Can I do SOS? Uh, yes. So, Ford, think about it this way. Let's say you get a new pair of headphones that beats an Apple, and you know the Oculus all came together on, and it's like the hottest thing in the world. Everybody buys it, and then like the day that it's released, right? A day later, everybody's like, "This thing absolutely is trash," and then you sell it, right? So the people who perhaps got it that morning would be able to sell it that day, but then the next day, when that news hits, right, and everybody sells all their stuff, it's going to lose value expeditiously. So it's kind of a interesting or a different metaphor there, but essentially, if you get a ton of people all buying the same strike and then it goes your way, you also have a ton of people taking profit, and that can basically suck the profits out of your contract really, really quickly, especially if you have millions or thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars on a specific option. So what's going on, everybody? So other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take these requests really quick. So we've got Netflix here. That's been a hot topic here. So let me just say this. I'm kind of surprised that they're even doing as well as they're doing, or that they moved that way, because 900,000 subscribers is not a lot. Like, I mean, I know they expected 2 million, but I feel like they put 2 million out there and they know inevitably that it's probably going to fall back down. At the moment, there's not really much to give you as far as, like, there is a potential downtrend coming from here. So at the top, so we could see Netflix possibly continue its run, maybe even after a retest of 206, but continue its run up to the 270 or 280 level, which would be 50% of the gap. But other than that, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% on that one. I do see a HMA and R5 confluence. That's just a pivot point and a moving average, all moving there, kind of and cohesion. So looking at Netflix going into the next couple of days, I would want to go ahead and step down to the hourly. So right now we are carrying a bull flag up at the top here. Looks like we got a little bit of trend right there. So our resistance is currently right here. And I got to change the color of these lines because nobody can see that. Okay, so Netflix is liable to bounce. I would say, and this is a beautiful thing right here because I love showing people this specifically. So let's take a look. Down here at the bottom, we've got 211 or maybe, yeah, so we're going to call that 212.36. And then you've got Netflix at 217.95. All right, this is where you hit resistance. This is where you bounced and held support. Each candle had to close here in order to continue or consolidating and or move to the upside before hitting your next resistance, which was obviously close to 230, but 229.40. That being said, right, 217.20, if you break below it and you get into this little zone, and that's just kind of what I've been calling it here, but this zone right here, you would basically want to cross below the 50% mark of that zone, which is 217.76, and close something below it in order to indicate possible downside. But you would have to break that 212.36, and then at that point, I would speculate a move down to the 207 or 206. You do have actually the gap has already been filled. So you do have a bit of, and this is kind of where I like to pull up the volume profile and get an idea of where, oh, would you look at that? So when you zoom in here, you'll notice that the point of control is right around this 215 mark. So I would say definitively below 215, you could see a break of that trend and absolutely a retest of 205. The nearest level I would say again for that is 205, and then I've got R2, which is 202. So what's up? YouTube is restricting freedom of speech. Maybe you should move to a neutral site. It's working pretty good for me right now. Black box stocks, right? What's that? Oh, you talking about those dudes? Yeah, if you guys don't mind tapping the screen, I appreciate it. Just right here, somewhere in this vicinity. Just pretend. All right. Yes. Okay. So anyway, that's Netflix right there. I would suspect that below this zone, you're probably going to go for a retest of around this 206. So I like the 206 and 205 levels. So again, let me just say this because this needs to be said because I make this mistake because obviously when I say a certain level, I'm aware that it's not just a level, right? It's never going to just be a level. Oftentimes, if you want to define bullish and bearish direction, you got to figure out where these zones of resistance and support, supply and demand are. So right now, I would say that again, if you wanted to see Netflix move to the downside, you would need to move below 205 and you would need to move into and close below 198.50. So right about there. Right? You see the resistance right there? Do you see the little support right there? Do you see the wicks right here? Bounce right there. Open right there. So all of these things, right? Resistance right there. Again. So these would be the levels that I would be anticipating if I wanted to see Netflix to the downside. So and that's about all that I can map out definitively. So only 9 likes. WTF? If you guys are on YouTube, you guys don't mind dropping a like while you guys are tuned in. I'd really do appreciate it. I'm taking all of these requests, guys. S&P, no problem. Netflix on the upside on Netflix is higher though, right? I think that it could use a pullback. So a lot of the times when you leave, and if you take a look at Netflix, you really left this 205, $200 zone. You left it without retesting, and that's not how we usually do things. So there is a possibility that you do see a retest. There is also a possibility, guys, because at the end of the day, when earnings season is over, I think we're going to see the market heading in a specific direction for sure. So, I mean, there's a possibility, and we can't see, nor should we try and just like definitively be like, yes, this is going to happen. But there's a possibility that Netflix starts to set something up like this where we can just delete all of that and we can move back over and we can pull this down and look for our next tap of support. So, I mean, again, you just need to figure out where that would happen. and that would be below this zone. So, all right, the next one we got is, hold on, Apple. How are you, P Stalker? That's my alternate version stalker self. I'm doing pretty good. Our young, handsome day trader. Oh my god, y'all wild. Hold on, I gotta get me easy. Oh, dude, I dropped a can of liquid death on my foot yesterday, and like kind of fractured it a little bit. All weird. Alrighty. So we got Apple over here. Meta took a big hit, but Apple still stayed on course. So again, just like I was talking about with Netflix, guys, whenever we leave a specific zone, a lot of the times we got to go retest it. That retest may come for Apple at 151, 151.50, 151.63. We'll go zoom in here and we'll go kind of like paint the details here. So it looks like, so I would say anywhere between 150, 155 and this 150.12, right? That would be a proper retest for Apple. Anywhere below that, you kind of run the risk of just completely reversing below 147.18. And I'd stand behind that level definitively. To the upside, you do, that gap's complete. You do have an untapped resistance, which is 157 and of course 160, stepping back out to the daily time frame. This was a break in downtrend. And so at the moment, right here, so take a look across the board. That's why I'm giving you guys this level. So this level is basically right the support for all-time highs, right? So this is 156.72. So really reaching 160 would mean that we're up and above that level and possibly even breaking up towards this HMA, which is around 164.63. So, and that being said, you know, we've talked about, Manny and me talked about like this top, which I don't really see that as a possibility, but, personally speaking, I think that we're bound to see at least a retest, of 150 before moving any higher. So, and you did see a little bit of that here at the end of the day. This one also closing with a bit of a bear flag. And then on the hourly, you can see a pretty definitive resistance right here, 150, 157 again. And then below 150, you could expect a retest of the pivot point at 147.73 like I talked about. And then last but not least, it would be 145. And let me correct myself, it would be 145, below 145, and that's where I would anticipate Apple actually definitively breaking to the downside. So. Let's see here. All right, so we've got Amazon here next. Hmm. Well, it does appear, and this is again where we want to check out these zones, right? Just like we talked about. Look at that. Nice definition here. I'll take a Tesla. Take a look at Tesla here in just a minute. So, so I think what you guys got here is actually some pretty sweet key levels here. So I see 119.50, 119.50. Sorry, to the downside here. You are holding currently 121.32, and it would be definitively above 125.60 and really above this wick, which is I would say that if you break above 125 or 126, you're liable to start moving up towards this actual resistance around 130. But to the downside, it would be around 119.75 that I would expect a retest of this demand, which is 117.22. So that being said, if it does lose that 117 mark, I have support 1, 2, 3 right around 108.50. So if we do see downside today or this week with FOMC and earnings, I mean, things might be getting a little bit crazy here. So what's up, guys? I'm happy to take those requests right here in the bio. Can't wait to short Bava. Bro, you ID zone so easy. Oh, thank you, bro. You'll get it too, man. You're on your way, man. You're doing really good. So anyway, let's take a look at a yield Tesla. So again, so this is where we might see a little bit of a retest as well. So I'm calling for retest this week. As you guys can see, we did pull back. We might see a little bit of that extension pullback, but then re-squeezing those shorts out upon that retest. So I see Tesla retesting, and I see Tesla retesting. I don't know why that sounds so weird. 729, right? 729 and 781.55. Those are two levels to watch for Tesla to the upside. Another level to watch is 844.10, which is actually the median, right? Because we've seen that's where we opened up here. And let's see, let me take a step out to the 4 hour. Do you think the squeeze continues or the dump next? So remember, if you're squeezing, right, a lot of the times, think of it like this, right? You got to like basically, what is it? It's like a slingshot, right? Like, you know, eventually you got to reload and pull back. And so when you pull back, right, because the sentiment is bearish, right, you get a lot of people who try and go ahead and take it as the top. And then when that happens and people start seeing, okay, 2 days of downside, things are getting a little bit hairy, all of a sudden you see, if you see a quick jerky move to the upside, you're going to see yourself re-squeezing. So they just kind of re-squeeze until they hit the mark that they're looking for. So anyway, Tesla 841 and of course 850 are directly above us. And then Tesla would have to break, and I'm actually going to delete this really quickly. So Tesla would have to break into this area right here, right? You see some wicks right there. This is a bit of a correction. Candle closes right there. That's a major bounce right there after a huge sell. Big bounce there, and then opening it below it, we finally see that dump. Opening below it, you finally see that dump, and you do actually retest. So it's actually not. I lied, because technically you do just reclaim this area before moving to the upside. And again, I teach people a lot of the times whenever I find these zones, you divide them in half and things start to look a little bit more clean. So let me show you what that looks like. Tesla split right here, nice and clean. You guys can see little wick right there. Lots of, and remind you, this is the daily, so not the 5 minute. And then you get a lot of consolidation on top. You get a consolidation underneath. Rejections, breaks, right? Consolidation. So right now it would be breaking up into this zone and staying or moving above 884, and that would probably give Tesla the move that you're looking for. And a lot of the HMAs, a lot of the times, you know, those serve as major retest marks, and that one's hovering right about 930. So there's a possibility to continue to see that move to the upside. And do you think things trade sideways till Wednesday's Fed meeting? I don't think that they trade entirely sideways, but I do anticipate a possibility of that sideways move coming in towards the Tuesday mark. But Monday, and then maybe even the beginning of Tuesday, towards, I would say that we might see regular movement. We do have earnings, and I'll actually just let you guys know right now, I'm pretty focused on earnings. We got a ton of earnings, and I've got a small account, and I'm trying to. I did it this way. I played earnings when I had a small account, but I did it with a really cheap, out of the money straddle. And of course, if I don't see anything worth taking, or if I see anything that's out of my range, I'm not going to take it. And I'm talking like Snapchat priced companies. We're not necessarily going after like Amazon, Google, stuff like that. There's other companies that I can risk maybe $30 on and still get a reasonable return. I've turned 30 into 200 before. So, dude, Friday was wild. Friday was great, and I did trade the small account. So just a reminder, this week we'll be doing, well, not just this week, but we will be doing the small account, continuing to do the small account going into this week. But just reminder that I will signal those either in my Discord or which is free. My channel's free, but or I will be on live here on TikTok or on YouTube or on Discord. So, but anyway, you might have a nice rounded bottom here on Tesla. You've got this retest here, break into this zone, and you can start to talk chop about a proper retest of the 750 area. Was not in much, missed out on the medical and big, took a dive, not so. Yeah, I took Bob to the downside, so it was pretty fun. All right, guys, let's keep moving. So, hoo-hoo. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember? Because I remember. And very rarely do you get to just see it sitting there. Guys, this is actually dope because we might have it. We have beautiful consolidation. I'm loving this. Earnings coming up August 3rd. Oh, man. This thing's gonna move. I'm telling you right now. mRNA either A goes to 118, that's still a $60 move, or B goes up to about 207, that's a $30 move, or it goes all the way down to $95, and that's a big ass move. I'm playing mRNA, I'm writing it down on my chart, or excuse me, I'm on my calendar right now with no delay. This episode is sponsored by Liquid Death. Actually, shit. It's not. Don't tell him I said that. But I did actually drop a liquid death on my foot yesterday, and it like broke a small bone on the top of my foot. What if I should say that? How the losses so far holding up your account? Um, how the losses so far? My account's fine. I just play the downside. You're okay though. I am okay. I am okay. All right. So anyway, mRNA is right up against its daily downtrend, right up against its 500 HMA. It is very consolidated right here, up against resistance. And most people try and buy resistance. A lot of people try and short resistance. I think definitively here we need to see mRNA moving below the 156, 155 area, and really it's going to be 150. But earnings is coming up. We don't have much time until that happens, and so it might be time to go ahead and consider if that's something that you want to do, taking taking a position on mRNA, if that is what you are going to choose to do. I'm going to try and find and listen. If I'll take a look at the options when the market opens. Let me set a reminder. mRNA options. All right, so that'll remind me to do that. But anyway, it's going to be 156, 155 to the downside. Watch for a proper retest of the 148.14. 148.14 pivot point. That's going to be 140 and 140.39. So, all right. What? Toasty toaster. Damn, that's hot. All right. LMT. Lockheed Martin. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Good heavens. I don't think that's accurate. Hold on a second. I think the downtrend starts here. Looks about right. And then we got a standard deviation. I can already see it. Oops. There it is. Standard deviation. All right, so I would want to see Lockheed Martin first of all. This one, and you can just imagine if you draw your trend lines and any further, right? So pivot point, which is 406, that would serve as a potential move to the upside. A lot of the times, once you do break, or if you do break, you have to hit that resistance several times. But that would be the mark for LMT to ultimately go and possibly hit your resistance, which is going to be around 420. So LMT on the hourly carries a little bit of a different vibe, where we have what, I mean, not quite. Let me go to the 15-minute and see if we can't clean up and find out what's going on with this price action. Ooh, shit. Ethereum is down 6.55% to 1,550. Damn. Anyway, so it looks like LMT may have just either A, corrected. Let me start from this high. Let me bring it down. Uh, kind of ugly. Not a huge fan of this chart, at least on the lower time frame, because it's not super clean. And so what I'm doing is, closer to confirmation bias than it is to actual finding a channel. You could maybe bring it up a little bit and reason here. Maybe this is just kind of like a wider area, but I would say that you are sitting on a pivot point, so it is worth investigating. But let's go take a look again. So again, little zone, middle here, 395.50. So you need to get above 395.50, 396, and then below your pivot point at 393.44, you're more than likely to go drop to 391.30 or the bottom of your pivot or your S1 here, which could be a break in trend. So am I streaming? Am I streaming from 5D? Yes. This filter is making me want a seizure. Is that better? See that? I fade away. I start to Thanos. Just turn it into dust. I've already done Tesla. It's on YouTube. It's already on there. Oh my god. Okay. I would say that that channel's not so bad. Quan Intelligente could I water or water Walmart. How much are property taxes in my area? Ungodly. All right. Let's see the next one. Starbucks. Good heavens. Well, start over again. This one sure looks like a hell of a lot like Tesla. All right, so it looks like Starbucks is currently broken above this 8150, which served as a demand or serving as a demand. If you want to continue moving to the upside, there's a possibility below this 9-day moving average or 8250 to see a retest of 8150 for Starbucks before moving to the downside. Potter, did you get your wings? I did. I got attacked by a bull this weekend, so coming to you guys from the other side. Anyway, so to the upside on Starbucks, it seems pretty clear to me. When is earnings? Earnings is oh god. All right, so this is just a quick disclaimer. So if you're asking about a stock and you are within I would say a week, if earnings is this week, right? I'm not saying for this one particular. Then just know that the chart that I'm going to give you is only on supply and demand above and below you to help you find price targets if you're going to play earnings. Otherwise, the intraday charting can just be erratic. It's not really useful to try and make any price, predictions, if any, when you get so close to that area. So I think I'm shadow banned. That sounds like a cool band. Why do you say that? I guess I should probably. I haven't looked at futures here in a minute. Ooh, futures look like shit. Yeah, so futures look like they're engulfing. So we'll see what happens, but futures kind of look like they want to maybe give us a leg down to that 39.32. So we could see a gap down, which, guys, look at that and that are a retest. So we would need to break to below 39.70, 37 and down to the 39.12. So he hates GameStop. I don't. Oh, well, I mean, the whole thing's kind of dumb, but it is what it is. All right. Anyway, let's move. Great heavens. So this is where I like to go to the weekly. If it doesn't make sense on the daily, go to the weekly, clean it up, make it look pretty, right? Okay. So here's what I see for Walmart. I see a retest possibly coming of 135. It would be above 135 that we would want to see Walmart if it is going to make a recovery somehow. That's where you kind of want to see that. I don't see retailers really making that rebound with the weight of things as they are. We know that, I mean, there's the possibility, obviously, with turning over the cost of inflation to consumers. Maybe they see a little different, different vibe going into the next quarter, but I would say that you could even possibly expect Walmart below 128. Why 1, 2, and then 3 finally breaking out? So a lot of weak candles here on the 4-hour to the upside for Walmart. So I would actually say below 128, you could expect a move back down, possibly even to support, which is going to be around 119. Point of control is at 128 or 121.19. So yes, FOMC this week. Cash can be your friend. It may be a one of those things where I just mess around with earnings this week, and we focus more on education, and we need to be prepared for that. I have, and one of the things that helps me so well is I have zero expectations. Again, I don't care what the market does. As long as it gives me direction, I can trade. If it doesn't, I don't. It's that simple. If you're somebody who can take advantage of the lack of direction, do what you do. But for me, that's not where my strong suit. That's not what I do. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. That's just not proficient enough to call that my strategy. So, but But anyway, so this week, yes, maybe we wait till after FOMC if the market tells us that's what the vibe is. So, but regardless, guys. Every day is a lesson with the small account, guys. I'm happy as hell with the way this is going. I know $92 isn't that great, but the way that we executed on Baba was great. People who took smaller positions and scaled out, that was amazing. And then we took our first loss the first day of opening this thing. And I told people, hey, we're not getting our chin, we're not going to let this beat us up. We're going to keep our chin up. We're going to keep moving forward. It's a $15 loss. Next day, $92 gain. So it's just as easy as that. You just got to keep trucking, keep looking for the next high probability play. And that's what we're doing here tonight. That's what we're going to do tomorrow morning. So do you broadcast during the trading day? Yeah, you guys can watch in real time. Why does he look like Jesus right now? I don't know. No, it's too soon. What's up, bro? What do you call me that? What's with the green screen on TikTok? I just didn't. I broke my phone stand, so I am back. Had to step away for 5. I got you. All right, let's take a look at AMD. AMD. Yeah, if you guys are on YouTube and if you guys don't mind dropping a like, that would just be the best. All right. Starting from our highs, moving down to our lows. Still, same thing with AMD. So here's the deal. Yesterday was a nice little pullback, profit-taking pullback. Again, you've moved quite well, and you have now retested. Let's go to the 1 hour here. Beautiful. Broop. Bam. So looks like, yep, that's it right there. So you see a little bit of chop in there, and then let's get the median popping. Look at that. All right, so AMD to the downside, point of control 8640. The support that I've got, and again, it's never just one thing, but you do have a little quarterly mark right there. If guys, I'll do a breakdown I think this week on how I divide these zones, because what you guys are seeing, what you guys are literally seeing me do right now, is basically how I find my targets, like to everything. So all consolidation is contained in some type of zone like this, and you can divide them usually into quarters, and you can figure out where movement is going to go, especially with certain definitive candle closes beneath these levels. So anyway, that being said, we've got AMD to the downside with a proper retest or climb back above 88, or excuse me, 89. You may end up going and retesting $90. If not, I do see a potential leg down. Futures are moving to the downside, so 85 on AMD seems like a future price target here for me. And then the floor of that of this zone is going to be 83.90. So 83.90 would be definitively where I would want to look for a potential pullback. I would say give or take 82.50, and then finishing up at 80.50. So again, zoning out in a good way right there. So anyway, that's AMD. And then to the upside, if you break above 91.75, I would want to see. I still have $95 or 94.77 and $95. So, hey, pot smoker, thought you lagged out. Are we supposed to be seeing something? Yeah, Turd Ferguson, you don't see the screen. Everybody else sees the screen. Hands up, thumbs up if you guys see the screen in the back with my chart. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, homie. Turd Ferguson. The fact that I have to say some of your guys' names, it's just interesting. I love it. No, oh, I was joking, guys. That was a joke. I'm on YouTube. All right. Anyway, we've got AMD taken down. Let's go take a look at what? Space. Space. How's this company? Ooh, shit, bro. That is a humongous bear flag. Why does that look like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Sorry. But seriously, oh my gosh. Well, that is a probably a weekly bear flag. Let me take a look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so it's gonna be $6.73, and you may end up seeing new lows on SPCE. This one does have a channel. Check out the channel. This thing actually looks pretty interesting. So once you get that channel kind of mapped out, it looks like we got one more thing here to pay attention to right there. And then we got another thing right here to pay attention to right there, and that is a little rising wedge. So you could see a bounce here, maybe even a retest of 976, but ultimately it would be above $8. That anything can change for space. Because right now I would say that below the pivot point or 710 and $7, you're on your way down to about $6.15. How's Baba looking? You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time for my short report. Oh no, here we go. Nope. I already did. I did Netflix. Sports betting is more profitable. Yuck. Is that what you came here to do? Just watch and tell me about sports betting? Did you bet on Patty Mayonnaise? Sean Trotter, dude, I'm gonna kill you. What? In the most loving way, not in a real way. Don't take me down TikTok, YouTube. Oh, dude, what the heck? What the heck? John the set. Appreciate that. You're now pot. Look at your pot. John Smith, because John, that is a great question. Can you explain why earnings are generally considered a gamble when there's a fundamental reason for the company to be doing well? That is a great question. So if you have a company that's doing well, or you um, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So anyway, most of the time you have things like guidance, right? Those things can you could have good earnings and then just have a completely whack guidance or dropped guidance, and that unfortunately wouldn't do well for the price. You can also have a priced in stock that's already kind of risen up to or fallen down to where earnings likely hasn't priced in. So you could end up getting, if you're playing options, you can end up getting chopped around. So. No, I'm not. Oh, I am still in Baba. Yes, I do still have Baba on the regular account. I do not have Baba on the small account. All right, gang, gang. All right, so I think maybe. I think that's it. Well, if this isn't resistance, it looks like it is, but that's what I see for SoFi. So it looks like SoFi might end up taking a leg down to about 623. You lose 623, 590 should lead you to around 535. So, and then this, Maxar stock used to be one of my favorite stocks. All right, guys, it is 9:30. You know the deal. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a few more here, and then we're going to be up tomorrow morning bright and early. If you guys are in the mentorship with me, remember 7:30 tomorrow morning. Make sure you guys come with your watch list. So that way we can meet and talk about it. And then tomorrow, so from now on, YouTube, we are going through some changes on the Discord. Tonight is the last day. We are changing prices. So we're not going up much, but we are going up to expand and also compensate the added admins who are contributing to the chat. But today's the last day to do the monthly, and then that will renew, or you'll have to basically just go ahead and re-sign up. But if you want to get that lucrativeness, and then the 1st of August, the yearly will change. So you guys are still welcome to take advantage of that, to go ahead and bypass the rate change. But other than that, guys, I will be live at 9 o'clock on YouTube, and I will be live around 8:35 to 8:45 on Discord to talk to the Discord members first, and then we'll go ahead and go live on TikTok and YouTube at 9 o'clock. And recap from there. So anyway, no pressure. If you guys are still out there learning, don't feel pressure to be paying or joining anything, but these are for individuals who are already trying to do this for themselves. They want to learn on their own, or they want to learn and be able to do this on their own. This is not for people who want to just piggyback off of someone's signals for eternity. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. I will take a look at I was about to go ahead and say goodbye. I forgot. I said I would do one more, but I'll take a look at Visa here, which seems like the worst one to look at. This is absolutely bonkers, and I don't think I'm going to have much for you other than these solid key levels, which seem to be coming in handy still. It looks like 217. You got a rejection. This is awful, an awful chart right now, just as far as technicals is concerned. I have to say that this looks exceptionally bad, as far as price action is concerned, and even just like restarting this whole thing, it looks pretty bad. So starting from here, running that down, support right there. So I would be anticipating, you got a doji, you close with a doji here, which just basically means a little bit of indecision. 218.35 to the upside, and your pivot point is around 219. So basically 220 is Visa's mark to the upside, and then to the downside, you got a point of control at 207 and likely 205. And so below 205, I would expect Visa to possibly give you downside. Whenever you're inside one of these trends, it can be very choppy price action, but I do also see a trend line. And so if you do end up falling here, it may be that your median is right here, right there, like so. And then you got that. And you may end up having a move down, something like that, if we end up consolidating. But anyway, that's about it, guys. I will see you guys bright and can I have a John Smith? No. I am so confused, bro. There's so many Johns having like losing it right now. Anyway, you guys have a good night. John, take a deep breath, brother. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8:30, 8:45. If you guys are in the Discord. Peace. Bye, guys. I'm out.